This session will cover various methods of locating the laws passed by Congress and other legislative bodies. All of the paper copies of these sources have stopped being received in 2019. The older volumes have been kept to illustrate how the print volumes are used. Before a law can be enacted, it must be introduced as a bill in Congress. The first mention of that particular bill will be in the congressional record. Other items found in the congressional record include committee or floor discussions, any hearings, and any amendments on the bill. Also included are votes that take place on the actual bill or its amendments as it moves through Congress. Once a bill is passed by Congress and signed by the President, it is given a public law number and is published as a separate publication called a slip law. At the end of the congressional session, all laws passed during the session are gathered together and published as a volume of the United States statutes at large. This is called session law. Because the statutes at large are organized chronologically by the date of the enactment of the bill, there is another source that organizes laws by topic. This is the United States Code. The code is made up of all laws currently enforced. In addition to the code published by the U.S. government, there are two commercially produced versions of the code. These are the United States Code Annotated, published by Thomson Reuters Westlaw, and the United States Code Service, published by LexisNexis and available through Nexus Uni. Each of these commercially produced versions adds additional information to the code itself. As they are published by different vendors, they may have different annotations. These commercial sources provide the history of the law and indicate what has changed over time. They provide references to court cases, legislations, and regulations that may have changed the law. They also provide references to secondary sources such as law review articles and legal encyclopedia entries. MWSU has access to these through the respective electronic sources. Because it is sometimes difficult to assert the subject of a particular law, it might be difficult to find. For that reason, you may want to use the popular name table. For example, if you looked up Megan's Law, you would find reference to the public law number, to its location in the statutes at large, and its location in the United States Code. Missouri has the revised statutes where the laws of Missouri are found. Similar to the annotated versions of the United States Code, there is an annotated code for the revised statutes called Vernon's Annotated Missouri Statutes, often referred to as VAMS. As the library stopped the print legal references in 2019 for current information, use the online resources. Besides the two commercial vendors mentioned previously, you can find information on congress.gov, which is coming directly from the United States government. It provides information about actions that might take place in the House or the Senate, including hearings on the bill. Also at congress.gov, you can find votes that took place on the original bill or its amendments. Again, if you're working with Missouri, you have the Missouri General Assembly page where you can see the history of a particular bill. This website tells what happened to the bill. It provides a summary of the bill and shows how the text has changed since the bill was introduced. It lists amendments to the bills and actions taken on them. It also provides a fiscal note. The fiscal note gives an estimated amount of the impact of this bill. Links to the various electronic sources mentioned can be found on the library guide entitled Introduction to Legal Research.